Yo, what is going on guys? My name is TheJackSilkstone. So today I'm here at the Alton Towers Resort. If you guys follow me over on Instagram, you may know that myself and my girlfriend Jess, who I'm here today with,
Hello.
have had a bit of a nightmare this past week. We went on a little mini European mega trip. We had loads of theme parks planned over in the Netherlands and Belgium. Our first day in Belgium, what happened, Jess?
Government doesn't like us and told us to come back.
The government announced the laws that basically said we'd have to quarantine for 2 whole weeks upon arriving back from Belgium. So we had to change our Eurostars and we came back a bit early to avoid those quarantine rules, and we essentially planned a UK mega trip instead. So we've gone to Blackpool and today we're at Towers, and we've got a few more trips planned after this. But as I said, today we're here at the wonderful Alton Towers Resort, where recently some very exciting developments have been happening in regards to the park's Halloween event, Scarefest. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys all of those developments and having a little chat about what they mean. So are you ready, Jess?
Ready.
It's a bright sunny day here at Alton Towers.
Very hot.
You got your 13 top on.
I got my 13 top
Don't
on,
go alone.
yes.
Very nice, very nice. So yeah, let's begin this little Scarefest update. Let's go. So we just had a ride on Hex there. Absolutely fantastic to get back on that ride. Did you enjoy it, Jess?
My brain just can't comprehend it. I need someone to explain it to me.
It's such an impressive ride, and I'm so glad they figured out a way to finally get it reopened. It's just a complete story from start to finish, and the ride system itself is just incredible, isn't it? Really cool. So in terms of a Scarefest, as you can see in front of me, and I showed this in my previous Alton Towers video, they've currently closed off the towers themselves. It now says no entry, authorised personnel only, and you're exiting Hex straight out of these gardens here. But within the towers themselves, of course, there have previously normally been 3 mazes per year. You've got, as of 2019, the Skin Snatchers, which you exited on the other side of this building, kind of took place in this lower section of the towers here. You had Terror of the Towers, the attic, which took part on this top layer of the towers up there. And of course you had Subspecies, which you exited just down in this bit and took place in this lower part of the towers. And we have got some exciting news regarding at least one of those mazes, Subspecies, because the containers are out. They are currently the other side of the towers, so I'm definitely going to head over there to go and show you guys them a little bit later on in the video. But yeah, exciting stuff. I believe literally on the other side of this curtain, someone, I can't remember who, it was a page, put up pictures showing the attic queue line is still set up. They obviously haven't taken that down since last Scarefest, but the fact that it is still up very much shows that they could get the attic open for this year. I imagine they will have to make a few changes to the maze itself to make sure it's socially distanced and all of that good stuff. But yeah, the queue line is still there. So presumably the whole maze is still set up on that top layer of the towers. But yeah, fantastic ride on Hex. And yeah, good to be back. As I said, we'll be heading over to those very exciting containers very shortly. So we're now over here in Forbidden Valley at the site of what was previously Nemesis Subterra, but even more recently than that, Project 42, the horror maze that was kind of loosely based around the whole Nemesis storyline and phalanx and stuff, but it took place within the building that Nemesis Subterra took place in. You had your kind of like pre-show in the queue line, and then you'd come around here into what was the Nemesis Subterra pre-show, and it's now kind of the main section of Project 42. There was previously a yellow like marquee here. That's since been removed, but last time we came it was kind of like blown over, wasn't it? It was a bit messy, but it looks like they've now moved that. So to me, that maybe suggests that there's been a bit of activity over here. But yeah, the maze itself kind of took you through the old route of Nemesis Subterra, and then of course the finale was within this big black tent here, and you'd exit just on the other side of this phalanx tank. It's very hard to tell what's going on with this at the moment. We don't know. There is a light on just in this first building, interestingly. Once again, it could just be a standard safety light, but you never ever know. And yeah, I hope they manage to get Project 42 open for this Scarefest, but at the moment there's no signs that suggest that they're getting it ready or anything. They have moved this tank over to the side. I don't know when they did that, but it has previously been out a little bit more in the pavement. But as I said, not too much to discuss over here in Forbidden Valley. I mean, in previous years they have had a scare zone in this area with like chainsaws and stuff, so could we be seeing that this Halloween? I don't know. I personally hope they get Project 42 open because it's a fantastic maze, but I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. So you now join me at what I mentioned to be the very exciting containers here at Alton Towers. They are located just in this little area here, outside of X Sector, next to this big kind of arcade thing where previously the golf driving range kind of thing was, where you had to hit the ball over the lake and you won like £1,000 or something. But yeah, the containers are here, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about at all, these shipping containers here are where the maze subspecies has been located. And you can see, especially up in this top one, there have been holes cut out to allow actor like hand access, and inside the walls have been like spray painted as they are in the maze. But the big question, of course, is what are these doing here? What does this mean? And at the moment, it's hard to tell. It really is. The fact that they've been placed here, to me, suggests that potentially they could be ready to move to their final location for this year's Scarefest, which is normally just up in that bit of the towers over there, which I will be heading to in a little bit. So yeah, it could be the case that these shipping containers are just being stored here for the moment, before they are then transported up there once the park is closed or something. Or we could potentially be seeing these containers used in a completely different way this year. We could be seeing them not being part of subspecies and maybe being part of a different maze, or we could even see them not being used but being used, if that makes sense. So in mazes such as Do or Die at Fort Park, they simply use shipping containers as walls. We could be seeing that with these. They could just be kind of guiding guests through an outdoor section of the maze. It really is hard to tell, but the fact that they've been moved here is a very good sign. So we very much will have to keep an eye on what goes on with these, but the fact that they're out really does show that Towers are going ahead with Scarefest. They're planning on something big. Could it be the return of subspecies? I don't know. I personally haven't always been the biggest fan of subspecies. I love the idea and the concept of it, and I hear in its first few years of operation it was absolutely incredible. But unfortunately I didn't get to do it when it first opened. I first came to Scarefest a few years into subspecies run, and to be honest, it's never been the strongest of mazes in my opinion. So personally, I wouldn't even mind if these shipping containers weren't used for subspecies this year, just because I would love to see what the park do with a fresh new maze, new theme. But at the same time, I can completely understand if they do want to bring it back. It's a maze that they know very well. It's probably all still set up within the towers themselves, so it will be quite an easy one to bring back. The only thing is, it is quite claustrophobic in there, and I really don't know how they would implement social distancing within that maze, because it literally is a maze in there, and the actors like to put you in circles and you do bump into a lot of other groups. So really, really interesting one. But the fact that the containers are out shows that progress is happening. Be sure to subscribe, because I will be regularly updating you guys on this channel as to Scarefest and also Fright Nights news down at Fort Parks. But yeah, the containers are out, but where they're going, no one knows yet. actually now join me outside of the towers themselves, where the containers that I mentioned earlier have previously been here in previous Scarefest events. The subspecies containers would essentially kind of start here-ish, and there'd be a bridge from that door over this kind of moat section of the towers, and then there'd be a few containers here essentially leading you out to the chainsaw run out of subspecies. Now, of course, the question is, will these containers be returning back here? And there's no markings at the moment, where in previous years I believe they put down some spray paint and stuff just so they get a good idea as to where to put those markers. But yeah, up on that top layer up there, as I mentioned, that is where the attic will take place. And not too long ago we actually noticed some smoke was coming out of there, and there's reportedly been music testing in this area, which once again just solidifies the idea that towers are absolutely going ahead with Scarefest, and they're trying stuff out, testing all of the audio and physical effects such as the smoke. And then just around this corner over here is where the exit to Autumnville Skin Snatchers would normally be. I presume we're not going to be able to see anything over here. I mean, there's still bits of theming down there, as you can see. They've got kind of the mining equipment, but you can't actually see around the corner too much to actually be able to tell what's going on with that. But guys, I've actually got some breaking news, very, very exciting, and this is coming in from Archie Deeves himself. Can you just hold this phone a sec, Jess? So on the group chat we were just talking about COVID and stuff, and someone brought up something about vaccines, and Archie Deeves came in with the message, September for the UK, lol, so Fright Nights can go ahead. So there we go, Jess, there we go. We're all good, guys, according to Archie Deeves. Typical Archie, may I mention. We're all good for Fright Nights, and there's going to be a vaccine for coronavirus coming out in September. So that's come from Archie D. So do not take that at all. As you said, it seems like it's going to be next year, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 12 to 18 months.
So yeah, don't know what source Archie Deeves has got that from, but yeah, there we go, typical Archie. He's called that for a reason. In regards to Thorpe Park Fright Nights, we still know very little. I will be filming and uploading a video very, very soon after this video is released about that, so be sure to subscribe for that one. Got some very exciting stuff to discuss with you guys. But yeah, we normally do get Scarefest news a little bit earlier than Fright Nights, but at this point it's what, midway through August, and we still got no updates on either event really. So I mean, it's completely understandable, they probably are still figuring it all out themselves. But yeah, weird times, but as I said, I'll keep you updated on this channel. So I wasn't expecting to be able to update you guys quite this soon, but literally the day after recording that vlog, Alton Towers dropped a load of Scarefest news and information. So you've got to love that timing, but we've now got a much clearer idea of what is coming to this year's Scarefest event, so we're going to talk about it right now. So we're going to start off with the big ones, the mazes that we now know are going to be returning to this year's event. We have Terror of the Towers, the Attic, Darkest Depths and Altonville Mine Tours. Of course, the Attic and Altonville Mine Tours, as I said, will be taking place within the towers as normal, and Darkest Depths last year was located within the Mutiny Bay courtyard, so presumably we'll be seeing it located within there again this year. But when it comes to the new stuff coming to Scarefest this year, one of those things is a new family-led attraction called Garden Lights Walk Whispering Souls, which will give guests the opportunity to enjoy the Alton Towers gardens as never before and witness them come to life in a whole new spooktacular light. And this will be a free experience. So to me, it sounds like there's just going to be a set path through the Alton Towers gardens where they'll add lighting and maybe some other physical effects like smoke and mist, just to make it quite a spooky and atmospheric experience. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any actors, just by the fact that this is a family experience and it's mainly just going to be about the lights and the scenic atmosphere that the park are able to create in the gardens. And another new addition to this year's Scarefest is Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, which will be an outdoor maze that will invite the foolhardy to venture into the Freak Show secret den to discover the secret of the Psycho Clown's next big show.
So this one's really interesting. It sounds like it's going to be an outdoor horror maze. And of course, Freak Show is quite an iconic name when it comes to Scarefest. In previous years, there's been the Scare Zone, which is all based around Freak Show and the characters that make up the Freak Show. Previous to that, back in 2010 to 2013, I believe, there was a maze called Carnival of Screams at Alton Towers. So Alton Towers often have dabbled in clowns and this carnival kind of theme. And it seems like they're going to be bringing it back this year in the form of an outdoor maze. So yeah, really, really excited for Freak Show Toxic Junkyard. And the final new addition to mention has not been announced yet. All that the press release Alton Towers released said was it will be fully unveiled later this summer. So yeah, exciting that there is still something in the works. There's going to be another big horror maze to announce, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what that maze ends up being, because yeah, at the moment we've only got 2 mazes taking place within the towers themselves. Subspecies is nowhere to be seen on this lineup, and obviously Project 42 is also nowhere to be seen. So this brand new maze that's going to be revealed later on could be located within the towers where Subspecies maybe was, or who knows, it could be where Project 42 was, or it could be in a brand new location on Park. Loads of speculation going on. But as soon as I do get any information to share with you guys, and as soon as this big new maze is revealed, I'll be letting you guys know as soon as possible. So be sure to subscribe to be notified when that happens. And yeah, otherwise, thank you all very much for watching this little update. I was not expecting to be filming this bit. I wish I'd have gone to Towers just one day later so that I could have talked about all of these announcements when I was actually at the park, but oh well, it's not the end of the world. As I said, next time I am at Towers, I will of course be filming another construction update if things have developed further, and I will be letting you guys know as soon as we get any further news. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, leave a comment down below if you're excited for Scarefest 2020. I certainly am. Thank you all very much for watching, guys. My name is TheJackSilkstone. Goodbye.
Dripped out, now I'm vibing. Link with the boys, jump straight to the island. Silkstone flex on a wave like tidal. Style so crazy, I hit it in a silence.